Hi, I'm DEWAYNE, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live. Yeah.
Dude, what's up? It's so sick to finally get to talk to you. I was bugging Naveed like back in 2019 trying to hook this one up. So I am so excited to be talking to you, and especially for this new single that is out now, and it's like another incredible collaboration that you've done. So let's jump in and talk about Perfume and this collaboration with not only like, is it Awsten from Waterparks, but it's someone that you've been friends with, someone that you've toured with. So like, how sick is it to be able to finally like be able to work together, collaborate on something like this?
Dude, it is man, I think people already know how I feel about that man, but he literally kind of changed. He put me in front of people. He put me in front of my label, who I have now. He put me in front of kids who didn't know they wanted to hear DEWAYNE. And I love that guy, and I'm so thankful to finally have a song that's out. And a lot of the fans know, I was on Fandom. I did vocals on Fandom. I'm doing vocals on some of the new stuff, but to have a legit collaboration come out with my best friend and it be a smash. Like I love the record. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? For it to be such a good record, I'm just elated, bro, and excited.
The fact that you were able to be part of their projects before, like, how different is it now that it's your project? So it's like you came up with the idea of the song, the track. So bringing him on board, like I know you kind of feed him stuff whenever you create, but like this was different. So talk to me about like how different it was compared to when you did work with them.
Dude, it was different in a way. First off, that like I was working on a record for myself, which is still insane. And having Awsten to be like slightly my mentor, slightly my executive producer, you know what I'm saying? I'm like sending him everything and track list and artwork. And when this song came along, bro, I loved it, but I had two verses and I was like, man, the other songs are just so good. He's like, DEWAYNE, I don't know if you know Zach Cervini too. He's mixing the record and mixes everybody in rock.
I was hoping he was part of this record too.
Oh, bro, that's like, yeah, we're at Madden together. So Awsten and Zach was like, DEWAYNE, you have to put this out. I was like, I'm good on it. I don't know. And then I was listening to it. I was like, this shit is so good. I sent Awsten a voice message, which we always do, but it was like I was asking him to be my girlfriend. I was like, hey, man, if you wanna, I got the song, maybe you wanna do a verse on it? Like, and he was like, shut the yeah, like I'm sending it tomorrow. And once he said that, bro, I was driving down 101, like crying. It was so now it's out. You know what I'm saying? Like but yeah, it's been a process, but a beautiful one.
Now, what was that like getting to collaborate with Zach Cervini as well? Because like that's another dude that's like came from nothing and is now like one of the biggest like producers in the world. So having that opportunity and having that space to do that whenever you wanted to create, like what was that like?
Yeah, bro. You talk to everybody on my team, I'm usually smiling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always just wanted a chance, and to say my piece and to use my voice, as impeccable as I can, and to have people like Zach ride for me and understand that I'm doing this like multiple genres of rock and roll, punk, whatever. He's like, I get it, bro. And I'm not, he's into it, and he boosts that shit, man. We'll bring him the demos or kind of some mixes, and once you put the Zach Cervini vibe on it, then yeah, it's ready to come out. So I'm thankful for that with him.
So talk to me a little bit about the topic of Perfume, because it's not every day that we get a love song from you. So let's talk about like what kind of kickstarted this track, and like this is a new direction.
It's funny, bro, and like because I like to use my voice in other ways, and yeah, I was in my with my main producer Drew Falk. We knock out songs every day, and he threw this beat on, and I thought it was insane, and yeah, man. I would say I'm very much kind of like in love right now, and it's cool and it's like new, but I hadn't really felt that way since high school. Not to sound like melodramatic and shit. And this is kind of about that girl from high school, and it's weird, but it came out how I wanted it. And I was like, okay, yeah, love is good sometimes.
Now, the fact that it was a different type or style of song lyric that you would typically write. Like, did you feel like that was a challenge in itself when you were actually writing the lyrics? Just because, you know, when you're talking, when you're raging out, like it's whatever comes out. But like when you're talking about love or something like that, it's like you kind of have to be careful with what you say. So did you find yourself doing that?
I didn't find myself doing it because I was still being myself and telling my truth. You know, because if you listen to the song, it's more of a conversation between me and her. Just like, you know, like you're doing good now, but you're kind of different now, and it's kind of weird, you know, and like I still, you know, I hadn't talked to her since high school, and she was, you know, just still call me. And I was just putting those just real stories in it. Like I don't really feel afraid or anything like that's not really my nature. It felt so pure because I was just being honest and telling our story.
That's sick. And let's talk about the video, because I mean the song's already a masterpiece, and then you throw us this video, and it's like, did you even work that day? Like it just looked like it was just nothing but fun. So,
Bro.
you know, collaborating as well with Eric Rojas, which is another name that's like starting to blow up a lot too, from Chase Atlantic to like, I don't know, man. Like the first time I witnessed him was for your Doc Martens like campaign.
That's my brother, yeah. Yeah, bro. I love how you gave him that light too, man. Because shout out to Eric, and we have a great. We've all been building for so long, and now it's like people like it, and it's cool. You know, Eric is so dope. We shot it at my crib, and as you can see in the video, I bust my ass. Like I fell so hard, like I got scars all over my hand. Right when we shot it, and then we got into the other scenes, and it was just so smooth. I mean, I was shooting a video with my best friends at my house, you know, like we didn't have any rules. Like it was the best time. I love Eric, but I was surprised when I got the edit back. Like I knew it was going to be good because me and Awsten were like, I'm like, yeah, this is my boy. We're in the video together. But Eric really did a great job, and I think when people see this shit, it's going to boost the song because the song's already what it is. But yeah, it's perfect. It feels perfect, bro.
And that fall though, I wasn't like, when I first saw it, I was just like, was that on purpose for that particular section, or did he like actually fall? Because that, I mean, it looked like you can't do that over and over again. Like it looked like a legit fall.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you this. That was a third tape. The first two we used, but yeah, I was trying to get swaggy and like perform actually, and then I got up bleeding so bad, bro. And yeah, and then we kept going, but it was very much real, very much. But it worked perfect. I love it. I love it. It worked.
Now, the fact that this song was something, you know, one of your favorites right now, it's something that kind of just felt natural to you.
Yeah.
Like, where do you feel you kind of challenged in the creative process of this track? Did you feel like you faced any challenges, whether like certain lyrics, certain like melodies, certain, I don't know, certain ranges you wanted to sing in? Like,
Dude, I mean, totally, man. That's the fun part, you know, the writing part. But I want to be here for so long, and I want to say something that matters and just be myself. That's always a challenge, you know what I'm saying? Because you see what's going on in music or in alternative music or in the world. And, you know, I like to touch on all things that are real to me. So that's always a challenge, putting that in a melody or in a lyric that someone can sing. And that's why it's kind of cool for this track, because it's such a real experience for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I don't talk about love a lot, but when I did say it, it came out like this, in a real raw way, but where, you know, I think people are going to be able to keep it in their head too. So that's always a challenge, because I really want to be a great songwriter. You know, I really don't care about everything else, you know, looking pretty or like aesthetics or, you know, Twitter and all that shit. Like I really want to be here for my songwriting. And that's always a challenge that I put myself up to always, you know.
When I first listened to your music back in like 19, like one of the things that stuck out to me was that like immediately I was like, this dude fits perfectly. Like I know you're testing the waters with different genres, but I was like, this dude fits perfectly in my world of music, like from the rock world to like the pop punk to like the emo. And it, you know, sure enough, you started to like release these insane collaborations. And one of my favorites is with Anti-Flag, which I was like blown away, dude. Like, talk to me about like, I'm even like frozen right now thinking about it. But it's like, talk to me about that collaboration. One, how did it happen? And two, what was it like collaborating with Anti-Flag? And then on top of it, you bring Tom Morello. like can it get any better than that?
Yeah, dude. And now you got me too, because when I think about stuff like that and what we've done in the past 3 months, like it's weird to me, bro. And that was one of the first ones where I was like, they're legends. Tom Morello, legend, number two, legend. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for them to be like, yo, can you do this? We about to talk shit. And I'm like, yeah. This is what I stand on. I see these things. I have to talk about these things. And to be on the battlefield with those guys for that record, man, it was special, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I got it early on, you know what I'm saying? Because now people are getting into what I'm doing, but it's like Anti-Flag Ben saw it. I would be walking at Madden. I would be at Madden, like not even working, just being in the studio, and all these dope ass artists are around, and Anti-Flag, and of course Chase, Waterparks. They were like the first people to embrace me, and to do that record with them was special, bro. It was amazing.
So now that you are with Hopeless Records, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
This is another, to me, like I grew up in love with Drive Thru Records because that was my music world. And then now Hopeless has been like quickly becoming what Drive Thru Records was for me. And like the lineup on Hopeless is just insane. And to be part of that lineup, I feel like it's obviously an honor, but I feel like it's also kind of scary because there's so many big names to kind of look up to and kind of work around whenever you're working with your music. So, since signing to Hopeless, like how has your creative process changed, and how do you feel you've developed as an artist?
My creative process hasn't changed much because I always start with a poem and then start with 4 chords and then take it to my producer. But I felt free being on a label that believes in me, even though they have such, it's just kind of a different, I felt like they were going in a certain direction with me. And I love them for that. You know what I'm saying? So working on the record, of course it was for me because it's my debut and I want to say a lot and I want to say it in, with my voice impeccable. But to have them behind me, I was like, I also want to show them that, them taking this gamble on me is worth it. And I wanted to turn in something that we could both be proud of in 10, 20 years, so my creative process hasn't changed much. And then just being on the lineup with the people that are there, like a Sum 41 now who I've slowly been getting into and I love.
Next collaboration, let's make it happen.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, Waterparks coming from there. Like I remember when Hopeless started coming around, and Awsten was just like, hey man, they work hard. I was like, that's all I need to know. For where I am, for where I was too, like doing nothing at all, he was like, yeah, they work hard. I was like, that's all I needed, man. So it's cool. They got some dope stuff there and it's fun. And I love Tobin, I love Aaron, I love Josh, Thomas, all those guys work really hard, man. Like it's cool.
That's dope. Well, dude, I'm excited for what's to come next from you. I don't want to make it difficult for you, but I'm hoping there's a collaboration with the U's, Neck Deep, Sum 41. Like that's just the start.
Can I shout out Neck Deep too, man? I with those guys genuinely. Like I like their taste and what they do with their tunes, man. So yeah, shout out to those guys, man.
Awesome, dude. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I'm glad this finally happened. I'm glad it happened now and not then. Like we have more to talk about now. So
me too. But no, I appreciate you with the tunes, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying, been digging it since a while back. So appreciate
it. Man. Absolutely. Well, thank you again for the time, dude. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, I'll see you soon, Rob.